Hey, coming up right now, a car wreck caught on camera. Why you shouldn't believe everything you see.
Also coming up, Mother Nature takes on a tourist, and this tourist was no match for her strength.
A little bit later on, 50 Cent is cashing in on his rap rival P. Diddy with a brand new tell-all project.
Oh boy, what else will we find out? Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash.
Can you flash us?
No,
I don't.
please.
This isn't the right show for that.
Somebody that will flash you, though, just you got to come up with the right cash. Mr. Matt Doolittle will be checking with him.
I will. Look, guys, I want to direct you to my YouTube video thing called Preview Review.
Okay. And,
Because we have a big announcement for Universal's Epic Universe.
I heard about this, yeah.
It's going to be opening May 22nd of 2025. So you guys get ready to go see Nintendo, Dragons, and the dark universe of Universal Studios. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, okay.
And I was out there for Halloween Horror Nights a couple weeks ago, and it
Gosh,
was
that's
just
amazing.
so fun.
They do it up right there for Halloween Horror Nights.
You
It's
gotta go check it out.
spectacular.
They're going to have jump
Yeah.
scares in the dark universe queue, though, which I'm always going to be like, stop doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only a certain amount of jump scares you don't get scared anymore.
Yeah.
I
And then you're like, okay.
Then you're just annoyed.
An airline in New Zealand has decided they are going to put time limits on hugging your loved ones goodbye in the drop-off lanes. And as you can imagine, people are out of their minds.
So they're
The
saying
airport
that,
is saying, like, you have 3 minutes to hug your loved one, say goodbye while you're in the drop-off zone at the airport.
that's plenty of time. 3 minutes is fine. I mean, right?
Fine for you.
I'm gone. Yeah, I'm like, I'm
Tell them
out.
to get out.
Get out. Get out.
Especially if you're married and it's your girlfriend. That's way too long.
And this is in
New Zealand.
Okay, New Zealand. So nothing.
Yeah.
I know. I was flying out of JFK a month ago, and I kept on seeing the signs. I think I talked about it here. I kept on saying "Kiss and Go" lot is here. Kiss and Go lot, and I'm like, what are they doing in these lots?
Yes.
But it's that concept where you go.
What are they doing?
You know,
I mean,
person
it is
takes
New
you and
York.
drops you off.
Yeah.
And and you kiss them, go bye.
Yeah.
But it got weird. My Uber driver, he didn't want, he doesn't call me anymore, and I just thought we had something going on there,
Yeah.
but not the case.
And then it was the tipping and the review that
Then
didn't
it's
go over
it,
so
right.
well.
Maybe that's
Definitely the
probably
tipping.
why.
Yeah.
But I did, kiss and go, and he went. Boy, he went fast.
And they were the whole point of them bringing on this time limit for goodbyes is they're encouraging people to go to an
Yeah.
alternate parking lot so that you're not clogging up the traffic in the drop-off lanes.
Which I appreciate
Yeah.
100%. Usually, I know at least most of the airports I go, there's somebody going to yell at you if you're sitting somewhere too long.
yeah, but could
matter
you imagine
what.
somebody out there with a timer?
Timer, okay.
All right, 258, 259.
I go.
You're out.
But this
$100 ticket.
My mom, I'm never going to see her again.
Yeah.
Too late. Too
Yeah.
bad. All right, we go now about some crazy dash cam video. You might have
gosh,
seen
this
this.
is
It captures the moment that a group of fraudsters actually try to cash in on a phony scheme involving a car crash. Here's what happens. Basically, the victim was traveling along a parkway in New York, probably heading to a kiss and go, who knows. A silver Honda Accord cuts her off, and then she slams on a brake. Well, the innocent driver, quick reaction, saved her from crashing into the Honda. However, that's when the suspect in the Honda floors it in reverse and then hits her front bumper. 4 people then jump out of the car claiming, "Oh, I'm all hurt," while they look at their damage to their bumper. The driver tells the victim his wife was driving, but she doesn't speak any English, and that's when they realize the entire incident was being recorded. Right here, what you see on the victim's dash cam. Then a red Kia appears as their getaway car and picks up one of the fraudsters. A tow truck arrives to help the victim. The other alleged scammers get back into the Honda at takeoff. Let's continue to roll this because I want to show you what happens. They put up like a blanket or something in the back of the window,
Yes.
and the driver and the passenger switch
Switch.
seats.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the whole about that is. I guess because the guy would be a little bit more daring, I guess, and so who knows? But even still, it was all caught on camera because that the blanket actually fell down, and you could see them switching seats all day.
Yeah, I'm guessing the guy's more threatening, so he has the woman drive, they swap seats, he gets out and then says, "What, my wife was driving," or maybe he
Yeah,
was
and
driving
they can't
swap
speak
seat,
English,
they
is
can't
what they
speak
use
English,
that.
la, la.
Another aspect of this is that they say that this is not a one-off. This is happening more and more, and they're targeting single women driving
in nice cars.
in very nice
I'm
cars.
not
Know
a
they have
single
good
woman.
insurance.
I was involved in one of these actually.
And where they stopped and they crashed
No,
into
so
you.
they,
Like that?
they drove by me and threw something at my car, and I was like, "What? Did I like wreck somebody?" So I get out, and then 4 people immediately circled my car, and I was like, "Okay, let me get back in here."
Yeah.
And they start pulling on my door to get in, and I just floored it and took off.
Holy crud!
And then I had to call the
God.
cops and be like, "Hey, I didn't crash and run, but here's what happened." They're like, "Yeah, we have no reported incident." So they were trying to rob me.
Yeah, so
Oh
keep
my
that in mind. Yeah,
goodness.
keep those doors locked as well. And the cameras in these cars, they're really cheap now. You can get them. So
They're just making sure you had a warranty, though. They're just making sure.
they were you had your warranty.
That's exactly
You
what
wouldn't,
it
you
was.
wouldn't answer their phone call, Matt. So
Well, you know.
Warranty. Oh my goodness. And we wonder why insurance rates are through
yeah,
the roof.
100%, right.
A 20-year-old man was swept away by a gigantic wave while posing for vacation photos. Now, we must warn you that this video might be hard to watch. Ronnie Joshua was visiting the Indonesian coast with a group of friends when he decided to try to get a picture of the waves crashing. The water was calm at first, but the conditions changed within a matter of seconds. The wave swells behind Ronnie, and the force of the water knocks him off his feet before he's swept away by the powerful waves. Witnesses can initially be heard laughing, but that soon changed to panic when Ronnie never resurfaced. It is now turned from a rescue to a recovery mission. The waves along the stretch of coastline can reach up to 20 feet without warning.
And we always talk about how people they get too close for comfort. And you want that awesome shot. And I got to tell you, nothing really impresses me much picture-wise now that AI is out there. So I don't know why you would want to take it anyway. You could Photoshop it, but sad to see that altogether. What started off as just an innocent picture, thinking, well, I got to get closer. Not thinking that something like this.
Yeah, you think about the numbers of stories we've heard about people taking selfies and they ended up falling,
time.
off a cliff or in a terrible accident. I mean, it's for the sake of a silly photo.
And people forget that
Yeah.
you're in dangerous conditions, but you want to look cool doing it. Not cool, just Photoshop it, right? 50 Cent, we all know and love him. He's actually signed on to produce a Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs
boy.
and his alleged sex crimes. Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent, started documenting the sex crime allegations against Combs last December when several women filed lawsuits claiming sexual misconduct. Jackson said that all profits from the series will actually go towards helping survivors of sexual assault. Combs was arrested September 16th and charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and engaging in prostitution. P. Diddy pled not guilty to the charges and remains behind bars. He's actually on suicide watch after being denied bail. They're saying you're not getting it at all. Now, the backstory behind these two, that there is no
rivals.
love at
Yeah.
all going on. Rivals, if you will, right? You're right. So for him to take on to it, is that going to show a little bit of, is it going to show a clear picture of what really went down? Or, sometimes when you get so one-sided, you don't show too much of the other side. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's so many tentacles to this story
Tentacles, yes.
because it's like somebody owed somebody money, somebody wanted this, somebody wanted that, and then it's all kind of converging, and you find out a little bit about each one of these personalities that may or may not have been involved in this whole deal,
And
these parties that he used to throw.
And I think 50 is actually getting the last, I don't call it last laugh, but the last dig, because those two always fight, right, James?
Yeah.
They always fight because Diddy owed him money. But I would say 50 Cent, the best thing he can say to Diddy is take that.
See, guys, I have names for the documentary.
Okay, what's the name?
Slippery When Diddy, The Oil Father, Diddy Soup, The Good, The Diddy, and the Oily.
Very good. All right.
Saving Private Puffy.
Yeah.
Oh Brother, Where Art Oil. Field of Freak-Offs. That's
Okay.
that's the names for the documentary.
Very nice.
all right.
And the low-hanging fruit would be Diddy, yes.
Prison does Diddy. Prison does Diddy.
Does Diddy. I like that.
Oh,
We'll see.
goodness.
But will you watch it? Yes, I think I'd watch it all together. I love the fact he's giving money to survivors of sexual assault.
I want to know how this whole thing started to fall apart because clearly this has been going on.
right.
If you
Yeah, that's
read
a
the
good point.
reports for years, and in talking to James, one of our producers, James, you were saying you think it started.
So it started from Diego, right? So everyone said it started from Diego. He had a situation with Diego. He wanted more.
Who's Diego?
Diego, the spirit company.
Okay.
He wanted more.
that
Then-
owns Ciroc.
Diageo. I'm
Diageo,
sorry,
okay.
Diageo. And he wanted more. And then they said no. So they hired private investigators because they knew all this stuff was out. This was not like a closed secret. Everyone knew, right? So it's one of those situations they sprung it
All
on
it takes is alcohol.
That's
to
it,
start
man.
it and to
That's
end
it.
it.
That's
So keep
it.
that in mind too. 50 Cent, what do you think? Will you watch it? We'd love to hear from you. Head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. There's a sound off button. It'll send us an email. We'd love to
Could
hear from
start and end with Ciroc vodka.
you. All the Ciroc.
Yeah.
The Great Freak Off escape.
Dr.
That's
Scirocco.
enough. No more titles.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest, author Lori Gradley, has a new book out titled How to Think and Succeed by Empowering Your Mind. In the book, she talks about the importance of discovering your inner strengths. Lori, welcome to Daily Flash.
Hi there, Andrea. How are you doing?
Very good. So let's talk about your book. In your book, you talk about developing mental tools. Explain those mental tools to us. What are they?
Okay, the mental tools that each one of us possess are the thoughts that we create in our mind. And these thoughts can affect us positively or negatively in every aspect of our life. These tools are much like a mental muscle that can be developed, just like the muscles, we build at the gym. For example, if you were playing golf, you don't hit the ball straight down the fairway the very first time. I certainly didn't. In order to get better, you practice, you read books to improve your game, you hire a coach, or you take lessons to develop your skills. Well, developing your mental faculties is the same practice, only most people aren't even aware that they have them. These mental mindset tools can literally change your life. Even though we can't see this thought process happening, much like the miraculous function of our body that operates automatically, our thoughts are working all the time, and we create them.
Yeah, your brain is a muscle. We've heard that time and time again. And if somebody is experiencing self-doubt and fear, what advice would you give them?
Well, many people hold self-defeating negative beliefs about themselves, and it usually is caused by past conditioning. Can you change this? Absolutely. But it does take time to create a new self-image, as well as removing those negative blocks, right? The problem is that most people are thinking about what they don't want, or they are expecting something negative to happen. They are looking at their present results and allowing those circumstances to dictate how they think, which could be good or bad. People then choose the emotions that resonate with those thoughts. It then produces a new action, and those actions will create a new result, which has the potential to ultimately change the course of their life, really, either positively or negatively.
Yeah, we've heard people talk about sort of getting stuck on that hamster wheel of life when it comes to thinking. They repeat the same thoughts over and over, and then they don't understand why they're not getting to a new place or improving. How can we help people reach their full potential in life?
By first making a decision that you want to improve the results and then start taking action. I'm a great example of this. Many years ago, I was involved in a very severe head-on collision that left me in the hospital, bedridden, in traction for several months. It was a nightmare, really. Since I had so much time on my hands, I began to study, and I started reading books in personal development. I had a negative attitude back then, but I made a decision I was going to change and improve my life. The reason I bring this story up is because that accident, even though it was devastating for me at the time, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because it prompted me to change my mindset and it improved my life. Massive change.
Yeah, massive.
Read my bio. Oh, geez. Read my bio on my site to see the results I've achieved relative to the way I was living before.
So
I now operate an international wellness company supporting people all over the world.
wow.
My new book encompasses decades of material I've studied, and the book is now receiving 5-star reviews. In fact, the Harvard University bookstore has my book listed. And yet, this is important, a high school student who really wants to improve the results, they can easily understand the step-by-step roadmap, along with the exercises I include after each chapter so they can apply them to achieve their success. You have the potential to start right now to create new changes in your life. This is day one, okay? It doesn't matter what has happened to you in the past, your present results, or if you were a male or a female, what your age is, your race, your financial position, or where you live in this world. Sit down in a relaxed, peaceful state and start to write down the positive traits that you possess. And
Great.
be grateful for what you have.
Great
And then
advice,
go
Lori.
one step. Pardon me?
I said that is great advice. We've got to promote your website and your book. For more information and to get a copy of Lori's book, please visit LoriGradley.com or SplendidInspiration.com. Mitch will send it over to you.
Listen, if you're going to break the law, do it big, okay? Just like what happened in Indiana. From the years 2015 to the year 2022, Jamie Knoll, he actually served as the sheriff of Clark County, Indiana. Now, he's going to prison for 15 years. He's got 3 of which have been actually suspended. He's pleaded guilty on 27 felony charges. You ready for this? Okay. And misappropriating $4.4 million of taxpayer money. In April, an audit revealed that the good sheriff used purchases for this: over 100 cars, a Cessna airplane, Rolex watches, vacations, concerts, high-end clothing, but wait, there's more. Military surplus items, food and alcohol, including a $2,500 Hooters tab.
That's a lot of Hooters.
I'm not even mad at that. That's actually awesome. Yeah. He also paid for college tuition for his kids. He had Amazon purchases as well as child support. And of course, there are, quote, more that he has done as well. He's now going to be serving prison. How did somebody, where you go, well, how does the sheriff have a Cessna and a Rolex? Like, somebody had to be going, what's going on here? Our sheriff was... Right? And then thinking that he'd be able to get away with it. I guess you start off small and then you're like, well, nobody caught that, so I might as well get this, $15,000 watch.
They always say once you go down the avenue of buying flashy cars and jewelry, that's when the alarms go off. You draw attention to yourself.
But from 2015 to 2022, nobody said anything. And I got to tell you, it's probably because if you said something, then you're going to get arrested because you're probably
Or you wouldn't get the extras that he was buying for everybody around
Good
town.
point there, too. But a Cessna airplane makes you wonder, right? We got more Flash. Guess what? It's free just for you. You don't have to pay anything. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It is time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on PBS is the docuseries Weathered: Earth's Extremes. It's hosted by meteorologist Maya May.
I'm Maya May, and I'm fascinated by our dynamic planet, our weather, and our climate. What began as a career in broadcast meteorology has become a mission to figure out where we are and where we're going as we leave this long, stable climate period and enter the hockey stick era.
Meteorologist Maya May travels around the world to highlight real stories from people affected by natural disasters and climate change.
We are really on the right path. Renewables are getting cheaper really fast. It's going to get to a point where it's just not going to make sense to not invest in renewable energy. Yeah. And that is going to be on an exponential growth path. It really is a positive tipping point for how we solve the climate crisis. But yeah, I really just want audiences to just feel hopeful after watching the series. There are a lot of good things happening.
Weathered: Earth's Extremes focuses on not just the problems of climate change, but offers scientific solutions to issues affecting our planet. Again, the series is streaming on pbs.org and gets an A. It's not rated. Now in its 3rd season on MGM Plus is the supernatural series From.
Why can't they leave us alone? No matter what this place throws at us, we're gonna find our way home.
The series focuses on a town somewhere in the USA that imprisons everyone who enters, while the residents struggle to maintain a sense of normality and seek a way out. I chatted with series star Catalina Sandino Marino.
Oh my God, Tony, so much has changed. The fact that she is on the outside world and she's trying to figure out the puzzle of by herself, basically. She finds these little clues here and there, and she finds Henry that is a lifesaver for her. But she needs him to believe what she's saying, and that's a difficult, very difficult task.
If you haven't seen From, catch it from the beginning. It truly is an addicting series perfect for binge watching. Again, check it out on MGM+. It gets an A and is rated TVMA. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you there, Tony. All right, folks, let's do some daily digits. Our first one is 9, like 9 million. Hold on to your wallets because someone just dropped a casual $9 million on a piece of paper. Yeah, a rare 237-year-old copy of the U.S. Constitution was sold at an auction in Asheville, North Carolina. It's kind of like eBay for those people who don't need to check their balances before they start clicking buy. Anyway, it's called Brunk Auctions. The proud host of the paper party sold the privately owned copy of this kind. And no, we don't want to know who actually bought it. Maybe it's Nicolas Cage. Who knows? He could be still on his national treasure high, or maybe a billionaire who just lost the original copy and needed a backup. Bidding lasted about 7 minutes. That's faster than it takes me to order something for dinner. People were throwing down $500,000 like they're ordering appetizers. Things got spicy at $8.5 million when just when you thought it was all over, someone sweeps in with a cool $9 million. Auctioneer Andrew Brunk was probably like, hey, let's just savor this moment. Who wants to rush through this payday, am I right? Here's a little fun fact. The auction was supposed to happen on September 28th, but Hurricane Helene decided to crash that party. I guess even the Constitution can't escape the chaos of 2024, but hey, it finally sold. And Brunk, well, he was happy to see it to be there and saying, hey, it's been quite a ride. Yeah, I bet it has. Andrew, a $9 million ride. Your next number, $600, like $600 for a Buzz Lightyear. All right, folks, listen. Talk about Rosenben's new Buzz Lightyear robot, a voice-controlled, programmable space ranger. And let me tell you, these details were so good, even, well, Andy would be jealous. And I mean, this thing has eyes that move, a mouth that talks, and wings that pop out like he's ready to get off and just launch straight into infinity and beyond. Oh, yeah. He also fires his laser, too. Here's a little spoiler alert. There's a blinking light, not an actual intergalactic weapon, okay? So just stand down, Space Rangers. For now, you can get it for the low, low price of $599. That's right, you heard right, just $599, and you can have your very own Buzz Lightyear, or as we like to call it, a robot that costs as much as your next vacation. But hey, if you don't want to make it to infinity and beyond at Disney World, you can just bring Buzz home today. It's not just any toy. Oh no, this Buzz Lightyear has many more microchips than my phone and about as many moving parts as a NASA space shuttle. Seriously, with over 3,000 parts, this thing is like an action figure that got its PhD in robotics. And it's got a personality too. Just shout to infinity to Buzz and he'll hit you back with and beyond, or switch him over to Spanish and, well, you can actually have his inner flamenco dancer, if you know what I mean. Spanish Buzz is back, folks, and you are welcome. All right, so there's your daily digits for today. And of course, you want to find this and anything else on our show, it's waiting for you on our website. You can go to dailyflashshow.com. There you'll find this, and of course, a great way to contact us. We love hearing from you. More Flash right after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
We're checking in with Matt Doolittle just coming up in just a few moments. You don't want to go anywhere because Maddie's waiting for you. And listen, speaking of Matt has one of the, and I'm not joking, he picked me up. We go traveling a lot. He's got a very nice, clean car.
Yes.
I've always appreciated your car. He's very particular about it.
I spray it down with the Febreze.
Have you ever had one of these friends where you get in the car and you're like, what is, I can't move, there's too much trash in here?
What is with people that don't clean their cars?
I do not get it.
I don't understand it either.
It's disgusting and it's uncalled for.
It's not your home. It's
not at all.
your home.
I want to go up to Maryland where a guy, he unknowingly had carried a winning lottery ticket in his car for months.
I've always wondered about that.
And because it was so trashy, he didn't know. So what basically, he's claimed it. He's going by the pseudonym Malcolm Reynolds up there. And so he and his friends were checking, right, why, who knows. And so they were checking for if he won. He goes, well, I think I might have one. So they go and digging through the car. They dig and dug. He won $50,000. He had a $50,000 winner there in the Powerball. Had he not known it, because you trash your car. That is why you keep your car clean.
Yeah.
That's why you always keep it clean.
My buddy Travis Storm used to have that, my best man at my wedding. He used to have just a line of lotto tickets up there, and I'd get in there, Coke cans that I'm having to kick over, and I go,
can't do
Travis,
it.
can we go to 7-Eleven and check these out? He won $5,000.
Oh, he did. So he did too.
Because we just went in, yeah.
Same
But he
story.
had this line of them, and he's like, I don't know, I don't check them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope he gave you a cut of that.
It's
He
not.
bought me a Slurpee.
That 5,000. Use it to clean your car out,
Yeah.
dude. Jeez.
See, you could get a membership to one of those fancy car
Yeah,
places, car wash
yeah,
places.
indeed.
Okay, dashcam video captures the moment a group of fraudsters try to cash in on a phony scheme involving a car crash. So here's what happened. The victim was traveling on a parkway in New York when a silver Honda Accord cuts her off before slamming on the brakes. The innocent driver's quick reaction saved her from crashing into the Honda. However, that's when the suspect in the Honda floors it in reverse, hits her front bumper. 4 people then get out of the car, claiming to be hurt while looking at the damage to their bumper. The driver tells the victim his wife was driving, but she doesn't speak English. That's when they realize the entire incident was being recorded on the victim's dash cam. Then a red Kia appears as a getaway car and picks up one of the fraudsters. When a tow truck arrives to help out the victim, the other alleged scammers get back into the Honda and take off.
So glad that she has that video to catch that.
Yes.
And this has happened more often, and not only in that state, but other states as well. And they're making laws specific for this to have harsher punishments on people that do these sort of crimes.
Yeah.
And again, as we were talking, this is why our insurance is so high, because of stuff like this, and people just trying to find a quick buck and make a quick buck.
Yeah, as she's taking pictures of the front of the bumper, then I think that's when they realize, oh,
Look at
this
So
lady
stop,
has a dash.
didn't hit it, and then
boom!
Watch, back, bam! And there goes the blanket that they used to try to hide that they switched places. But now you can see them moving from one side to another. That's actually kind of scary stuff. And they are targeting women in nice cars that are driving alone because they feel they're vulnerable.
If it was the Penguin, you would just light the car on fire.
That's what you do with cars.
You just get rid of it.
When you're the Penguin.
But what they told me when I was in an incident like that, I talked about it earlier, was stay in the car until the police arrive.
Yeah.
That's
If
the
you're
best
in one
bet,
of those wrecks.
That's the best bet, They were trying to jump in your car, too, weren't they? We go now to a 20-year-old man swept away by a giant wave while posing for vacation photos. And we got to warn you, this video we're going to show you might be a little hard to watch. His name is Roni Joshua. He was visiting the Indonesian coast with a group of friends. He decides to take a picture of those waves crashing. Well, the water, it was calm at first, but the conditions changed just within a matter of seconds. Wave swells behind Roni, and the force of the water knocks him off his feet before he's swept away by the powerful waves. Witnesses, probably what we would all have done, started laughing, but then they realize, hey, he's not coming up, he's not resurfacing, and it goes from a rescue mission, unfortunately, to a recovery mission. The waves along the stretch of coastline can actually reach up to 20 feet without any kind of warning. And a warning is what you would probably have needed to, that's why they have signs here. Do not go that close. And we feel that we need to get close to nature.
It's not worth the gram post.
It's
not
that
just
great.
not. You hear about this, and then you hear about people falling off cliffs. It's not worth it.
All right, I'll tell you what, some great places to travel in 2025. We'll talk about that in Flash Travel up next. All right, it's time for a little air, land, and sea. It's time for a little flash travel. Now, if you're already thinking about your travel plans for 2025, you're in for a treat because we got the top 5 U.S. destinations that should be on your radar. Now, these spots offer something for everyone, whether you're into nature, culture, or just a little escape. So let's dive right in. You want to? All right, let's do it. First up, it's the Big Easy. New Orleans continues to be a hot spot, but in 2025, it's set to be bigger and better. Known for its vibrant culture, world-class music scene, and of course, the food. We're talking about beignets, gumbo, and crawfish. There's a ton of history packed into every single street. Now, whether you're wandering through the French Quarter, dancing to live jazz, or just soaking up the spirit of Mardi Gras, New Orleans is the place to celebrate life in all of its color. Now, with the major restoration efforts happening post-pandemic, the city is actually shining brighter than ever. Gotta love it. We go from there to something a little bit more peaceful. We're talking about Asheville, North Carolina. This charming mountain town is becoming a must visit for nature lovers and artists alike. Nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Asheville offers stunning views, hiking trails, and waterfalls galore. But what makes it really stand out is that artsy vibe. You got yourself some craft breweries, live music, you got art galleries, and of course, the famous Biltmore Estate everybody talks about. Asheville is perfect for anyone that's looking for that cozy mountain getaway without sacrificing a little culture and creativity. You know what we're talking about. Let's head a little south to Austin, Texas, which remains the coolest city in the Lone Star State. Its Keep Austin Weird motto, you know it's going to stay and be quirky. This is the city is much more than that, though. Think about incredible live music from the famous 6th Street to the legendary Austin City Limits Festival. You add in some mouth-watering barbecue and a growing tech scene, as well as gorgeous outdoor spaces like Barton Springs and Lady Burke Lake. And you got the ultimate mix of urban excitement and outdoor adventure. In 2025, Austin's local festivals and food scene are actually set to explode even more. Want something a little cooler? Well, temperature-wise, let's head to the Northeast in Portland, Maine. If you haven't been, well, it's time. This small coastal city is an absolute gem. Portland is known for its picturesque lighthouses, rocky coastlines, and fresh seafood, especially that lobster. The historic Old Port District is filled with cobblestone streets, cute shops, and great restaurants. And in 2025, the food scene is really expected to boom with more farm-to-table dining and craft breweries popping up everywhere. Plus, Portland actually offers that laid-back vibe, making it the perfect escape from the big city life. Last, but certainly not least, there is Sedona, Arizona. Anybody been there? It's gorgeous. Sedona is a destination that really blends natural beauty with a sense of spirituality. Known for its red rock formations and vibrant sunsets, this desert town has long been a haven for hikers and adventurers. But it's also famous for its vortexes, those energy spots that people from all over the world come to experience. Whether you're into yoga retreats, crystal shops, or just marveling at the breathtaking landscape, Sedona is a top choice for 2025. My wife went earlier this year. She didn't want to come back. I made her. Plus, it's also a great jumping off point for exploring the Grand Canyon. So there you have it, our top 5 U.S. travel destinations for 2025. From the soulful streets of New Orleans to the serene mountains of Asheville, the live music capital in Austin, the coastal charm of Portland, and the mystical beauty of Sedona. There's a trip for every type of traveler next year, so start planning. That's some of our picks, but what about you? We'd love to travel the world with you. Why not join us by commenting on our Facebook page? Just look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. It's an even faster way. It's just to go to flashtravel.com and it's going to take you directly there. And soon you'll be traveling the world with a little bit of air, land, and sea. All right, that's Flash Travel. We still got more Daily Flash coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. We love having you around.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
7 out of 10 adults say they are overwhelmed by the variety of supplements on the market, and many are confused by the information labels. Here's what you need to know.
If you're confused about supplements, you're not alone. Registered dietitian Annika Christ, Lifetime Senior Director of Weight Loss and Nutrition, explains what's worth the hype.
The supplement industry has experienced exponential growth in the last 3 decades with an estimated 95,000 products, up from 4,000 just 20 years ago. A new Lifetime survey found that 2 in 5 adults have no idea if the supplements they're taking are helping, let alone doing harm.
Many people also worry about quality and are unsure if they have wasted money on low-quality supplements.
Supplements can be a great addition to health and fitness routines. They help address nutrient deficiencies in your diet, boost performance, and support your muscle recovery. A few I recommend from Lifetime are Glow Omega-3 Fish Oil and Fuel Vegan All-in-One. Lifetime also has several new products, including Nourish Daily Multigreens Powder, Rewind Collagen Elixir, and Revive Colostrum Powder.
To learn more, visit shop.lifetime.life.
Well, the Medicare annual enrollment period is officially open, and millions of Americans need to make decisions about their health insurance coverage. Joining us right now with more is Dr. Ali Khan with Aetna Medicare.
You know, there's so much information out there during annual enrollment period, which runs from, October 15th through December 7th every year, that it can get really confusing. And so I try to bring it down to make the complex simple. Number one, what's the plan that you can afford? What's in your budget? Number two, when you think about your favorite doctors, your favorite pharmacies, your favorite hospitals, are they covered by your plan and in-network? And number three, when you think about the prescription drugs that you take on a daily basis, are those covered by the plan and at what cost? And this is something that can shift from year to year. So really important to have up-to-date information about what's covered and at what cost from a prescription drug perspective. Lots of other variables out there, but those are my three basic building blocks for making the right kinds of decisions this annual enrollment period. Just come visit us at aetnamedicare.com. You'll see a lot of different information, questions that can be answered, and advice for plans and connections to real live humans if you need it. aetnamedicare.com for all your needs.
Are you a fan of camping? Our friend Emily Kaufman, the travel mom, is here to share why KOA campgrounds are terrific for every type of traveler looking to spend some time outdoors.
I'm Emily Kaufman, the travel mom, and welcome to the Ventura Ranch. It's one of the KOA holiday locations. It's nestled at the base of the highest mountain in Ventura, next to a river, and filled with so many amenities, a rock climbing wall, zip line, ropes course, even a beautiful labyrinth that you can walk and meditate. And this deluxe cabin is one of the many types of accommodations available. They've got safari tents, covered wagons, and traditional RV pull-throughs with hookups. And this is just one of the many locations offered by KOA all across the country. There are more than 500 locations, and each one has their own amenities and experiences that can range from stargazing to mini golf, crafts and swimming pools, and the accommodations are vast and varied, just like they are here at the Ventura Ranch. And fall is a fabulous time to get away for a camping vacation experience. And whether you're looking to be rustic and stay outdoors, or you want an experience like this in a deluxe cabin with a full kitchen, you'll be able to find that with KOA locations all across the country. The best place to learn more is at KOA.com, so you can start planning your own camping experience. There's something for everybody at these locations, and I really want to encourage you to get outside, disconnect, and reconnect.
Love camping at KOA. Hey, can you imagine a day without water? Well, our next guest is urging everyone to consider what their day might be like without a shower, a cup of coffee, or even just a working bathroom. Christy Horowski joins us now with more. Hi, Christy. Tell us what exactly is the 2024 Value of Water Index?
The Value of Water Index is a national bipartisan poll that we do each year, and it really confirms for us something that we've long known about water, which is that it is a great unifier for us and something that we can all agree on in a time in our country where we may feel divided about other issues. What we learned this year specifically was that 88% of all voters across the spectrum say that access to clean and safe water is a top 3 voter issue, right alongside building the economy and reducing inflation. So that's really indicative of how we feel collectively as a country around the importance of water in our lives.
All right, that's interesting. But what is actually being done at maybe the federal, the regional, even state levels to actually address growing concerns on an aging water infrastructure?
There has been a lot of acknowledgement around the age of our nation's infrastructure over the past several years. Much of that infrastructure, our pipes and treatment plants, is reaching 100 years old, and in some places is even older than that. So in the past few years, there's been an influx of federal funding for water, which is fantastic. It's a great step in the right direction. And through the bipartisan infrastructure law, that funding is making its way to states and into the communities where it is needed the most, so that those communities can thrive and have access to the resources that they need. But the reality is that was a great first step, but much more is needed. There are still 2 million Americans who do not have access to water on a daily basis, and even more right now as a result of the devastation that was wrought by hurricanes Helene and Milton. So in the coming years, we will need more and more continuous investment in water at every level.
Christy, very important information there. And if you want to find out more, you can just visit imagineadaywithoutwater.org.
Artificial intelligence isn't just for smart gadgets, it's now playing a major role in home security. Joining us now is Innovation Insider Steve Greenberg. Hi, Steve.
I'm working with Simply Safe, and they have a new monitoring service called Simply Safe Active Guard Outdoor Protection. And it uses a double layer of defense that combines advanced AI with live security agents to identify potential threats. First, the Outdoor Security Camera Series 2 uses AI to detect human activity on your property. Next, AI in the cloud provides a face matching technology for a Simply Safe security agent who identifies if the individual caught on camera matches a familiar face, like a family member, a close friend, or a caregiver. If the face is not familiar, then the agent has a few options. First, they can try to talk to the person using two-way audio. If the person doesn't respond or is clearly committing a crime, the agent can trigger a very loud alarm, or they can turn on spotlights, and if needed, they of course can contact the police. For more information, just go to their website, simplysafe.com.
Must-watch movie time. Mitch, you ready for this
I am
one?
red-eyed.
Okay, it's a candid documentary told in her own words. It charts the unstoppable rise, sudden fall, and hard-won comeback of lifestyle icon Martha Stewart. This is today's must-watch documentary, Martha.
What does it mean to be the first female self-made billionaire in American history?
If there was ever the original influencer, it's Martha.
The hardest thing is to retain cultural relevance as an older woman, and she's done it.
I was considered crazy, but it worked.
She was preposterously perfect. Perfect little pattern.
Perfect.
Things that look fabulous, but are they?
Young women, listen to my advice. If you're married and your husband starts to cheat on you, he's a piece of Get out of that marriage.
Didn't you have an affair early on?
Yeah, but I don't think Andy ever knew about that. I'm strict and I'm demanding and I'm all those good things that make a successful person.
In the business world, that's a great trait for a man, but for a woman, she was a
All of that did inspire me tremendously. I was on the top of the world.
And then the worst thing that could possibly happen happened.
Martha Stewart was indicted on criminal charges.
This is a targeted prosecution. It's what we're calling
I was a trophy for these idiots. I was dragged into solitary, no food or water. Those prosecutors should have been put in a Cuisinart and turned on high. I had to climb out of a hole. I am free.
No ankle bracelet.
You expected her to do something soft, but she went the other way.
Smoking on Kush in a hot pot.
What is more important, a marriage or a career?
You tell me.
I don't know. The cookie cutter house and the cookie cutter life was not for me.
I like the way you spinning that sugar around them balls, Martha. That's nice.
I had two mottos: learn something new every day, and when you're through changing, you're through. I could have just been a miserable has-been housewife, but I didn't let that happen to myself. And I'm so happy I didn't.
Well, if she's honest about everything, it'd be interesting to learn more about her. I do think that she was used as a example to everybody.
She does seem like she got railroaded.
Yeah.
Considering what's happening today, you look at her case and you're like, really?
Very good point. That does it for the show. Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.